continue to talk about the Steam Valve console and Steam Deck 2, which I found out being rumors that it comes out less than 6 months from now. As far as the Steam Deck 2 that comes out 6 months from now. But anyways, continue to talk about the Steam Valve console and then the Steam Deck is coming out in 6 months. So here we go, and let's get to it. This is not fucking good for Sony right now. Because now that they're starting the Steam Valve console coming out next year, and then Steam Deck 2 comes out in 6 months, which we're most likely going to see January, so July when it comes out, more than likely. If it runs right, pretty much, but runs its course pretty much. So like I said, the Steam Valve console is going to ruin Sony. As far as PS5, because it's going to be just as powerful as Xbox Series X as far as the ROMs and GPUs and CPUs. And also it's going to be just as powerful as Xbox Series as far as the ROMs. And more powerful than PS5. No offense to everyone that has PS5 right now, to the point that even when I get my PS4 back, my PS4 is going to be obsolete. Because that Steam Valve console, and then once the Steam Steam Deck 2 console comes out in July, those consoles are going to sell like hotcakes. So make your pre-orders right now. Make your pre-orders once the pre-orders come out, because that Steam Valve console and that Steam Deck 2 that comes out in July, that's going to sell like hotcakes. And then the PS5 Slim, for anyone that has the PS5 Slim currently, the 1 terabyte, that's going to sell like hotcakes too once the price gets low, because it's already going to be 2 years old after next November. Not this November, but next November upcoming. So it's going to be fresh for 2 years, so that's going to sell like hotcakes. But anyways, that Steam Deck 2 that's coming out in July, and the Steam Valve console that's coming out probably soon enough, probably going into next year, middle of next year. It's probably the same time as the Steam Deck 2. We'll see when it comes out. But I got a feeling it's going to probably come out the month. The Steam Valve console is going to come out the month after the Steam Deck 2. But anyways, once that comes out, PS5 could be extinct. And here's where it gets tricky. If that console sells like hotcakes, and everybody pre-orders the console, like I said, y'all better make your pre-orders now for that Steam Deck 2. It comes out in July, based off of rumors. Found out earlier when I was watching my bills earlier today that I was watching one of my sources today, and they said the Steam Deck 2 comes out in July, based off the source, rival sources. But anyways, but the Steam Deck, the Steam Valve console, that's probably gonna come out the month after. But if that console comes out, this is gonna ruin the industry, PS5 as a whole, and ruin the gaming industry as a whole. Because one, like I said on my previous video earlier, over a couple hours ago, other videos, and the 2 shorts I made that talked about Ubisoft and Bandai Namco going away out as far as the studios, that's going to be a wrap for Sony, because, like I said, I also want to talk about this as far as Ubisoft and Bandai Namco Entertainment America in this video too, so I'm going to make it a 2-part video in this one whole video. But anyways, before I talk about that I want to talk about the other topic first, about Steam. Like I said, the Steam Valve console is going to be just as powerful as the Xbox Series X and S. And the S1 terabyte and the S512 regular 512 the OG, or the vanilla Series S 512 then the new Series S 1 terabyte all digital, and then it's going to just power the Carbon Carbon Series S 512 gigabyte and Carbon Series S 1 terabyte, as well as it's going to be just as powerful as those consoles. It's going to be more powerful. Even that Steam Valve console is going to be more powerful than PS5. Oh, do want to say your fanboy, you know too much, you know what I can say. So, well, when that Steam Valve console comes out, then you want to deal with that too, because you have a PC, obviously. This for anybody that PC currently as well. So you better make your pre-orders early on Steam. Because once that Steam Valve console comes out, probably the month after the Steam Deck 2 comes out in July, and once that that um, Steam Valve console comes out the month after the Steam Deck 2 comes out, that's gonna be right for Sony because consoles could be extinct. Because they said the Steam Valve console is going to be just as powerful as Xbox Series X and all the other vanilla Series S as far as the 1 terabyte and the final 12 gigabyte in the current generation of the 1 terabyte of Series X and S currently. And the 2 terabyte is going to be just as powerful as those consoles, not more powerful. This is powerful, but not more powerful. Oh, Demon, that's not true. So yeah, it is. Because that Steam Valve console is going to sell like hotcakes by the time it comes out the month after the Steam Deck 2 comes out, which comes out in July. But by the time the Steam Valve console comes out, either in August or September, most likely it's going to be August or September, depending how they do it with the Steam Deck 2 in July. But anyways, that's going to put it right in the console industry as a whole for Sony because, but after I get finished talking about this, I want to talk about in the next topic about Ubisoft and Band. I know we're going to turn for the next remaining minutes of this video. But anyways, continue talking about Steam and Steam Valve console and the Steam Deck 2 first before I get to the other part of the video, the other topic after this. But anyways, so like I was saying, this Steam Deck 2 that's coming out in July, that's going to sell like hotcakes. So get your pre-orders out, get your pre-orders done right now. As far as the Steam Valve console, because like I said, anybody will want to buy it, including anybody that has a PC pretty much, or Steam pretty much, and that Xbox handheld, that's going to live to the hype too as well. And we don't know when it's coming back. I guess it's going to be either this next year or the year after next. If it launches with the next generation of Xbox console before 2020, right in 2026, and then by the time the last generation of console, the 14th generation of console, goes on in 2030, that's going to be alright for Sony because Sony might not have any more consoles. They had the PS5 Slim and Pro for us disc and discless, and PS5 Slim for us disc and discless, and the OG PS5 for us disc and discless too, pun intended. And those, know that console already 6 years old, the OG PS5 disc, and that's going to sell for at least $100 or less. Because it's originally $500 for the disc version, but that's going to be always $200 or $100 by the time it gets to year 6 for that particular console. Then that digital, that's going to go from $300 to $200 or low as $100 or barely even $200, depending on how they do that. But anyways, that Steam Valve console, man, I tell you, that is going to kill the console industry, especially Sony per se. Because that Steam console comes out in August or September, like I said, right after Steam Deck 2 comes out in July. Those sell like hotcakes. Like I said, get your pre-orders ready. If anybody has Steam currently, because like I said, if that Steam console is just powerful as all the other Xbox Series X, the vanilla ones and the new ones that are out currently, and more power than PS5, oh, that's a wrap for Sony. That's even with the Xbox handheld coming out in next year as well. That's going to be a wrap for Sony right there. It means even if they make that PS4 and PS5 handheld, that's going to be dead. Or alive, most likely dead. And I already know why it's going to be dead because, like I said, all they got is the second parts and third parts and the retro shoot 'em ups and beat 'em ups. And other platforms that don't ball shoot 'em ups and but the other ones that ball shoot 'em ups more than beat 'em ups. But anyways, there's a lot of beat 'em ups. But anyways, so like I said, that Steam Deck is going to kill it. That Steam Deck 2 in July, when it comes out in July, and then that Steam Valve comes out in August or September, that's going to sell like hotcakes. So get your pre-orders ready. I bet a lot of people will get that console, but most likely my uncle will get the Xbox handheld. Since he already has Xbox Series X pretty much. He'll probably get Series handheld. Because he was tapped like that, so, I mean, give or take. But that Steam Deck console and Steam Deck Valve console comes out after the month after the one that comes out in July for Steam Deck 2, that's going to sell like hotcakes. Get your pre-orders ready now once you find out when the pre-orders start. So a lot of people are going to order those, and those are going to sell like hotcakes. So much to the point that a lot of people will have every console in their collection pretty much. Steam, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Switch, or Switch 2, or Switch 1, etc., etc. Like I said, Steam follows both of their consoles for Steam Deck 2 and Steam Deck Valve console, and Steam Deck 2 is going to kill it going into next year. And the Xbox handheld going into next year, that's going to kill it console industry as far as Sony's concerned. Because now with PS5 can't compete with Steam. As far as the as far as the ROMs and the GPUs and CPUs. But the next 5 minutes, remaining 4.5 minutes, we'll talk about Bandai Namco and Ubisoft. So here we go. Let's get to this last topic, pretty much. Like I said, Bandai Namco is in trouble. That's even with Naruto Bro Next Generation Season 1 wrapping up after this year and going into next year, fall Season 2. I think it's going to start at the last season because Bandai Namco had all these layoffs, had more layoffs, most recent including last month as well and the month before that. And like I said, this is not looking good for Sony right now as far as Ubisoft, because Ubisoft might get bought up by Tencent, or Ubisoft might just stop making games for Ubisoft, period. Means I had to hurry and finish Monopoly plus Monopoly deal on all my PSN accounts, on all my backup PSN accounts on my main account. That means I would hurry to finish those games, including Breakpoint for the last time on my backup PSN accounts on my main account. But anyways, I already finished talking about Breakpoint on my main account. I just had to finish on my royalty account on PSN, my console wars account on PSN, and my retro account for Super Nintendo on PSN. I'll be done with the game in time. Goodbye, Ubisoft. Because even me having Assassin's Creed, Unity and Far Cry and Valhalla, they haven't made any more. Ubisoft hasn't made any more games for that particular other than Shadows. And if Shadows don't sell well, and if the game does good or not, that game might flop because the game didn't sell well once we find out when Assassin's Creed Shadow comes out. But anyways, I was telling them all that we're in a different game industry is changing. Now that Steam is competing in the console industry and the console war now, as far as the Steam Valve console that's coming up in August or September, the month after Steam Deck 2 comes out, which we found that's coming out in 6 months, which is in July, obviously. Sony won't be able to compete with that because they don't have the money to make IPs. They sold most of the IPs to other competing platforms, including Nintendo as well, and Steam as well. They're putting their games everywhere pretty much. Like I said, Steam Deck 2 that comes out in July, then Steam Valve comes out in August or September, or whatever. I think it's gonna be August or September, but either month. But either way, Sony's gonna be ruined by Steam, ruled by Steam, ruled by Microsoft as their handhelds, or handhelds if they make multiple, obviously. But I think they might make an all digital handheld for that one disc and discless version, or no, more of a cartridge version. I meant to say cartridge and non-cartridge version, discless version. But anyways, Ubisoft's in trouble, guys. They don't buy if they don't make any more games after Assassin's Creed Shadows. This could be the end of that studio. That studio could be bankrupt. No joke. As far as Bandai Namco Entertainment America, they might enter a game crash because even with them rebooting the Naruto Storm trilogy and making Storm 5 and 6, less than a couple years from now for those two, and then Storm Forward to World remake and Storm Trilogy remake. That could be the end after Sparkman Zero 2 because they said they're working on Dragon Ball Sparkman Zero 2 as we speak and Fighters 2 as we speak. It's probably about less than a year from now, probably exactly a year from now. But anyways, and if that game comes out for the sequel, I got a feeling though they might rig next year's Game of the Year award as far as some of the Sony games. Not all, but some as far as Sparkman Zero 2 and Fighters 2. But I think if next year's Game Awards has better games, obviously, as far as Microsoft and Sony is concerned, I think Sony games might win, but most of Microsoft games are going to win the Game of the Year going into next year. Because this year's Game of the Year awards coming up this Friday is rigged. Because they put a DLC as a Game of the Year, can it win the game Heroine only won Game of the Year for Best RPG last year. And that wasn't fair for Sony. I know, I said, well, yeah, they got a DLC for Game of the Year. I said, that doesn't matter if Elden Ring already won the Game of the Year last year. If they did anything with the Game of the Year, they sure should consider it as best DLC of the year. As far as Conquering pretty much not best Game of the Year, or Game of the Year is what I meant to say, Game of the Year for DLC, and the DLC category doesn't exist. So this year's Game of the Year was rigged. But anyways, So like I was saying, obviously, we're in a game crash for the first time since 1983, guys. NES era. Well, do you want to say that's not true? So yeah, it is. It's a battle not just the consoles, but the subscription wars. Because like I said, y'all card games other than the ones I already know about that typically comes out, and those are cross-gen for those two in particular. You can see the slight upgrade for PS5, but it's not worth it because all the games run at 30 FPS, not 60 FPS. And when you have 60 or 120 FPS, you gotta have PC, Steam, or Microsoft, or all three, to have 120 FPS on most games, counting the new ones that are coming out soon. It's not including any of the game that replaced the ABK as far as Microsoft taking that over is concerned. I told you the Dynasty Warriors, that the games you're obviously playing, those are dying now and reached their peak. Even with them making 12 origins, obviously they reached it. That game reached its peak from that set. Until technically America had to figure out if they're going to make another Dead or Alive game, Dead or Alive 7, then 8, then 9, and then hopefully gets to double digits, Dead or Alive 10, and et cetera, et cetera. They had to figure that out. If they're going to make a World Long Fallen Dynasty Part 2. They had to figure that out too if they're going to make that one. And if they make that sequel, that could be the last. Because Part 1 was a great game. I can't lie, that Part 1 Fallen Dynasty game was a great game, no lie, no lie. Can't say it was great. As far as again, I watched somebody else play, but they got all the trophies, obviously. But anyways, like I said, we're in a game crash, y'all. Seriously, this is not looking good for Sony. But Steam, they bullied in generations, though. Because now they're involved with the Steam Deck 2 in July. Now, we found out it's coming out in 6 months, and then we found out the Steam Valve is coming out the month after, which is August or September, for us the Steam Valve console. That's going to compete with PS5 for us. Also, no, they want to say this is not fair. I said, yeah, it is. Because the PS5 can't compete with Steam. As far as that Steam Valve on that Steam Deck 2. Hell, I'll give you a better example. Even the Nintendo Switch 2 might be more powerful than your PS5. Even if you do get a Nintendo Switch 2, even if you have all the consoles, or most of the consoles, I don't know if you have all the consoles, I think you got 3 or 4 consoles, but anyway, if you get that Nintendo Switch, that's going to be more powerful than your PS5. And it's going to have more storage space. Less than the PS5, but it's going to have more storage space than the Nintendo Switch 1, what I meant to say. But anyways, that Nintendo Switch is going to be more powerful than the PS5. Even the Valve, Steam Valve is going to be more powerful than the PS5. Even the the Steam Deck 2 is going to be more powerful than the PS5 because it has more power and more frame rates and more powerful GPUs and CPUs and ROMs and more emulation involved. Well, then Mark said this, so this is not fair. This is not fair. I said, it is. They're going to deal with it. So PS4 survives. And I'll tell Diamante this too. Since you did the file thou shalt not kill sin, you was lucky to not be in jail. Because you can't defy that sin. I think one of your families might have played a factor in that life. But you ruined your father's legacy on that, man. You can't do that. Didn't want to go off topic about that, but that's another story for another time. But anyways, you lucky I was able to survive. You know what I've been through over the years. But like I said, I'll end the video right there. But Diamante was not lucky not to be in jail right now. But yeah, I end the video right there, guys, as well. Just subscribe to me on YouTube. Subscribe to me on, follow me on Instagram. Add me on PSN. Add me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to me on YouTube, on one of my YouTube accounts. Add me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook as well. Add me on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. TikTok's well, it's been hard to get more followers, you know. But yeah. Okay, guys, I end the video right there. Make sure you subscribe to me on follow me on YouTube, follow me on TikTok, add me on TikTok, add me on PSN, add me on Microsoft. I play on both, obviously, once I get my PS4 console back. Yeah. But also, the Steam Deck hype, as far as the Steam Deck 2, and also the Steam Deck 2 and the Steam console, Steam Valve console, Steam Deck is going to ruin the console wars as we know it. Deuces.